Grand Rising gods and goddesses, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing wonderful. It's Montina with Melanated Metaphysical. I'm out here at this jock a lot, but check this out. I've been meaning to make y'all a video about something that's been bothering me lately. And basically, I wanted to tell y'all about that, y'all. You know, this is something that's just been kind of, you know, it need to be discussed. So basically, it's like I've been hearing people, and it's really come down to like jealousy and pride. That's what this come down to. But basically, it's been like people. Like, I understand that. I mean, I get aggravated with certain stuff too. I feel like, you know, a lot of people getting into spirituality because it's trending or whatever. Hold on, y'all. I gotta put on my lip gloss. Let's see. Okay, so basically, people feel like spirituality is trending, and it is. You know, people are getting into crystals and tarot and candles, you know, talking to their ancestors or whatever. And there are people who are angry about it. I can feel where they may be coming from, because it's like, you know, some people just doing it for a trend and they don't take it seriously. They're doing it because it look like it's something to do, or it just look like it's cute. Like, oh, I want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get where they're coming from. But for those who may be like, you know, their spirit is leading them to do certain things, like to do tarot or to, you know, go and buy some crystals. Because I know how the way y'all know my story. If y'all been watching me for a while, I had a dream about reading cards. That's how I even got into it. I was started off as a Christian, and one night I had a dream about reading cards, tarot cards, in my bed. I dreamed I was reading the cards in my bed. And so that's how it all started for me. You know, one thing led to another. It started with those cards. Then I started like buying crystals and just learning more and more numerology. I had already knew about astrology years ago. Been on astrology since '06. Me and my ex-boyfriend, he the one put me up on game with it, taught me about that or whatever. So that's how I got into that. But I had stopped reading my horoscope for years, because I was a diehard minister, you know, for the gospel, you know, brainwashed to a certain extent. So, because it is some truth to that Bible, like it's a lot of truth to it. It's just been manipulated. But that's not what this video about right now. So I'm not even gonna go there. But anyway, long story short, that's kind of how I got into things. So I was led by my spirit, you know, and I'm like, God, this can't be you, you know, because I talked to God daily when I was, you know, I just always have had that relationship, and I just didn't feel like, I'm like, this can't be God, because this ain't what I'm reading in the Bible. You know, the Bible speaks against us, etc., etc. So this can't be you. So next thing you know, I ended up, but that's that. That's just a little piece of my story. Y'all got the video on YouTube. Y'all can go look at it. It's called, I think it was called My Christian Experience or something like that, or My Cult Experience. I can't even remember the name of the video. But basically, I wanted to talk about that. I mean, I wanted to bring up the fact that there are people that are very angry, and I don't think it's fair that people should be mad because people are getting into spirituality. Like, the whole point, like, there's supposed to be a great awakening. So we should be happy and rejoicing that people are awakening. and not still sleep. There's a great awakening and there's a great falling away. So let people awaken to the truth. Like, if they want to practice, let them practice. That is their own spiritual walk. Why in the hell should we care? Like, and then another thing I don't like, it's no right or wrong way to practice spirituality. You are a spiritual being. We are all spiritual beings. So whatever your spirit tells you to do, the God that's on the inside of you tells you to do, you need to go with that, because that is your highest self. So just because one person might, do some Orishas or whatever, that don't mean you gotta do that. I know I don't, you know what I'm saying? So people look at me when I'm crazy when I tell them I don't do certain shit. Like, I personally don't believe in sending curses to people. I don't believe in sending negative energy to people. I just don't believe in doing it. Not purposely anyway. I might slap the shit out of somebody if they make me mad, but I'd rather do that than attack them spiritually. Like, I don't send out spiritual attacks. I think it's, me personally, I think it's something wrong with that. That I just don't get down like that. And I know people that do. And they come from all different types of spiritual practices. It's not just one. And that's another thing. I'm tired of, like, the whole negative stigma that's attached to black spirituality. Is not right to just outright call. Everybody else can be a witch and they can be a this and a that, but when somebody is they say that they do voodoo or hoodoo, they don't necessarily mean that they evil, because you can use anything for evil or for good. And I don't think that shit right either. Like, just judging people for what they practice, like, it's not right. Who are we to do that? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, voodoo ain't even in the Bible. I ain't never seen it. It might be in there, but I ain't never seen that shit in there. I'll research it. I've never seen that word in there. So, who are we to judge? Like, let people have their own spiritual walk. As long as they're not harming anyone, and if they are doing harm to people, guess what? That shit gonna come back on them anyway. That's why that's why I'm not trying to send out those types of vibes, because what you put out is what you're gonna get back. So if somebody say that they I don't care if they say they worship the devil, if they ain't sending negative vibes out, let them have that shit. You know what I'm saying? So who are we to be judging? It's so many different religions and just different things, you know what I mean? And I feel like the ones that's persecuted the most, Christianity is one of them. Islam, you know what I'm saying, Muslim religion, they call them, like, how can you call somebody just because they're a Muslim? How can you be threatened by that? Hebrew Israelites, the 5%ers, you know what I'm saying, Nation of the Gods and Earths. I'm just gonna call all of these shits out, because voodoo, all of these be catching hell. I just don't think it's right, man. As long as you ain't, like I said, as long as you ain't doing nothing evil to nobody, sending out negative demons and spirits to people, trying to attack their finances and their health and cursing their kids and stuff like that, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. And that's just my opinion. Because at the end of the day, my opinion don't even count to the next person. But that's my opinion. So I feel like, how y'all doing?
Hi.
That's the evil eye candle with the bath. Yeah, you want to see what they look like? The oracle deck?
No, they make it steady.
Okay. But, so, yeah. I just feel like, ain't no need to be out here judging people for what they practice, what they do, or what they don't do. Let people be. And if people we should be embracing people with open arms, that want to come into this, that want to wake up and tune into their spirituality. Each one teach one. If it's something that I can teach somebody, I'm willing to teach them. And it's good to have different, to have knowledge. We perish for a lack of knowledge. So it's good to have research from different backgrounds and, to interact with people from different cultures and different practices, because you don't know what you can learn from the next person. You just never know. You can't just automatically just shut somebody out because they practice something, or they, you don't never know what you can learn. They can always teach you a lesson. You don't meet people for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing is by accident. And there's no such thing as a coincidence. And then the whole thing about, being mean to people because they new to spirituality, that is not cool. Like, I've been witnessing that type of shit, and I just think it's not right. Like, I think we need to embrace those people. We shouldn't think too highly of ourselves. It's almost like a how dare you come and be. Matter of fact, I seen a movie a few years ago. It was on, what was the name of it? TV One, and it was this girl. She basically got struck by lightning, and she started having visions and seeing the future and shit. This lady came, and this girl was a teenager. This lady came and tried to kill that girl. And she told her, she said, I am God's prophetess. How dare you? How dare you? I am God's prophetess. I am the one who hears from the Lord. Like, people get jealous because you start moving up spiritually, and I think that's fucked up too. It's like, you got your own, everybody got their own lane. So if you using your gifts, you know what I'm saying, like, God's gonna protect you. Know that God's gonna protect you, but also once you realize your power and your authority, motherfuckers will goddamn, it's competition in the spiritual realm, and that shit is sick. Because it ain't even from God. Like, because we're supposed to be working together, sharpening each other. Iron sharpens iron, as a man sharpens a friend. So watch that as well, like, that whole bullshit, because I think that's bullshit. It's just real. I encountered that when I used to go to church all the time. People, so-called friends, we supposed to be sisters in Christ, and they was on some competitive ass shit, and it really come down to jealousy and envy. Like, why God didn't let me see like that, or why God didn't let me do like that, you know what I'm saying? That's wrong, you know what I mean? Like I said, we should work together. So it's all about unity and love. If you let love be your foundation, you will never go wrong. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's work, if it's what you eating, if it's your kids, your family, your relationships, health, wealth, everything. Because your love affects your health. You know what I'm saying? If you walk around hating people, that shit gonna manifest in your body, man. So if you start walking in love and let that be your main foundation, because God is love. Love is the most powerful force of the universe. And that's like a constant throughout all these religions. Then you can't go wrong. And I'm in on that note. Peace out, y'all.